Carlos Ramsey's with the enhancing mind. I dozed off. Just kidding. Hey, if you have a hard time making decisions, a hard time getting in shape, a hard time with impulse control, a problem with overeating, overthinking, constant fatigue, constantly having intrusive thoughts, you can't seem to ever shake off a bad mood, guess what? You might be sleep deprived. In Chapter 17, Breathing, Posture, and Digestion, I discuss being conscious of your foundation. The reason sleep isn't necessarily considered a foundation in this chapter is because good sleep is a byproduct, a result of good habits. If you don't breathe correctly, you're not going to sleep well. If your back or hips and neck hurt from poor posture, you're not going to sleep well. If your gut is in constant pain due to digestive issues, you're not going to sleep well. When we start to heal our foundation, we also begin to heal the greatest asset that we as humans have at our disposal: sleep. I'm not going to get into the benefits of sleep or the ailments from a lack of sleep. I think most of us are aware of how important sleep is. What I do want to focus on today is basically a PSA, right? Making sure that you become mindful of your sleep from this point forward. There are two ways to be sleep deprived, in my opinion: physically sleep deprived and mentally sleep deprived. To be physically sleep deprived is to not be able to sleep because of physical symptoms like physical pains, discomfort. To be mentally sleep deprived is to be sleep deprived because you won't let yourself sleep. You're overstimulated with either caffeine or your phone or entertainment. You can't get yourself to shut that stuff off and just go to bed. So find out what disrupts your ability to get a good night's rest. Recalibrate the routine in your home. One thing that I did that really helped me out was turning off all the lights an hour before bedtime and putting the phone away. This routine also helped my kids. It got to the point where, when my daughters, I would dim the lights in the house, and my daughters would start yawning. Your body heals in this space quickly. You just have to let it. You can also make changes leading up to the second half of the day, like not having any sweets or caffeine in any form past a certain time. If you have kids, the same should apply to them. If you're like me, that likes something sweet after dinner, opt for sugar-free options, non-stimulating options. My go-to is sugar-free Jello. Right? I can go through 2 packs of those in a sitting. Manage symptoms. Does your heart seem to pound at night? You're probably dehydrated. Chug some water throughout the day. Make adjustments. Don't carb load before bed. Leave the pasta for lunch. Stuff like that. Also, get yourself tired. This is probably the most important. Move your body. You have to make it a point to get some exercise in. Studies show that anxiety, for those of you that can't sleep because of anxiety, studies show that the symptoms of anxiety are greatly reduced with exercise, as it oxygenates your body and your mind. And what is anxiety? It's mental worry that disrupts breathing, increasing the carbon dioxide in the blood that then induces the physical symptoms of anxiety. Like milk and chocolate powder make chocolate milk. A negative, overstimulated mind combined with a shift in breathing patterns creates anxiety. I say, if anxiety is keeping you awake, if that's what the issue is, and if you're still working on your thoughts, trying to go from negative to positive, my advice is that your diet should not have any stimulants. If you have anxiety, get moving, get sweating, do breathing training, breath training before bed, and cut the stimulants altogether. It helped me a ton. And like I said, your body heals in this space quickly. It only took a few weeks to get rid of my anxiety this way. Maybe it'll help you too. Find out what is keeping you awake and get rid of it. Get it out. We may be at the top of the food chain, but we are still mammals. And we are probably the only mammals on the planet that sleep as little as we sleep. Look at lions. All they do is sleep. How many naps does a dog take in a day? Look at how many naps a cat takes. Bears sleep all the time too. And none of these animals use their brains as much as we do, yet they get way more sleep in than we do. No wonder we're all crazy. Is it fun to watch a movie and scroll through your phone till 2 a.m. on a school night? Of course. Is it cool to eat a huge pizza and 2 cans of Coke at 10 p.m.? Heck yeah. Staying awake can be fun until it's not. until you wake up one day and realize you've only aged a year since your last birthday, but the reflection in the mirror shows you a face that's 5 years older than it is. It's all fun and games until you realize that you have no control over your thoughts. They just run in whatever direction they want. It's all fun and games until you're in front of the kids. You're with your family. You're with kids, and you realize you can't keep up with them. Work is overwhelming. Driving is overwhelming. People are overwhelming. It's all fun and games until you wake up one day and realize you just can't with anything. Put your phone away. There's nothing there that's going to make you feel better than a good night's sleep. Stop eating crap. It only feels good going down. After that, you're stuck with all the shitty after effects. Get your body moving. It needs oxygen. It needs to sweat. It needs to move. We are physical powerhouses. Your nervous system is dying for you, probably literally dying for you to get moving. If you have sleep apnea, talk to your physician. Make an appointment. This is my call to action for you. I don't know what helps you. If it's writing it down, recording it, streaming, I don't know what your preferred method of record keeping is, but jot down everything that you think keeps you from having a good night's sleep and get rid of it or adjust it to get it out of the way. I had forgotten how much energy, patience, self-control, and mental power I had at my disposal once I fixed my sleep. I felt like a brand new person within days of sleeping well. Right? I'm not going to describe it any more than that. I want you to experience it yourself. And I will say this. If you do have a hard time sleeping, let me lay the groundwork. Let me set some expectations so you don't get frustrated so quickly, right? Your efforts are not going to work right away. It takes time for your neurons and your body to learn and understand your new routine. But my advice is, whether it takes a week, 2, 3 weeks, my advice is stick to it. Stick to your changes. They're going to work. It just takes time. Another piece of advice that I would give is to not anticipate the sleep when you close your eyes. That messed me up for a while. I would have my eyes closed for a while, and when I didn't drift off in a certain or given amount of time, I would start asking myself why. Why haven't I fallen asleep? This is taking too long. I should be asleep by now. Great, another night like this, on and on. So when I realized, I didn't even realize that was a problem. I would think like that, and then my adrenaline would kick off, waking me up all over again when I was maybe a minute or two away from actually drifting off to sleep. So when I realized that that was an issue, I switched it up. I told myself I didn't care if I didn't fall asleep at night. I didn't care if I didn't fall asleep all night. If my body falls asleep, great, it falls asleep. If it doesn't, it doesn't. My job as the controller of this vessel is to get comfy and stay comfy, and that's it. I adjusted my internal dialogue to that instead. And guess what? Won't you know it? I started knocking out every night without realizing it. Find out what disrupts your sleep, whether it's physical or mental. Go to sleep earlier. Go to sleep often. Nap often. Any chance you get to sleep, freaking take it. Because take it from me, nothing feels better than feeling your best. So go to bed. That's all I've got for you. Carlos Ramses with the Enhancing Mind. Talk to you soon.